Hello viewers out there, this is JCL Tutorials. On this platform, as you already know, I take you through various social studies lessons where I also make sure that you become an excellent performer in your class. And it's another opportunity again for me to reveal certain secrets for you. And when you see me here at this moment, I know you're expecting that I'm going to talk about something in relation to the final exams that the BEC candidates are about to write. There's a lot of tension around and people are agitated. Students, candidates are wondering, what am I going to do? What are the last preparations that I'm going to put together to come out with flying colors? Of course, exam brings a lot of anxiety and tension. I'm going to give you some methods or tips. If you've been preparing, you're on a good path. If you are not, then it means that there is something that you have to do quickly. This is the time our days are very numbered. We need to look at what we can do to be able to handle all the questions that will come. So I don't want you to be scared over there. Just relax and everything will go well for you. You just need to understand that there are some things that you need to consider when you are approaching exams. And these things are crucial, especially when it comes to these last minute situations. Now, what you have to do is that I always tell students, make sure that you approach the exam strategically. You must approach the exams with strategies. You are like a military person in a battle. Even before the battle, you prepare. Now, what you need to know or understand is that your opponent is also coming to attack, and definitely you have to meet them. Now, you also need to predict, okay, and know the strategies that they are going to use, what weapons, what is the size of army they carry, and they are coming to meet you with. So you need to prepare and also meet them. So the questions are like the army. You don't know where the questions are coming from. And hey, I always tell you that on this platform, I don't give out questions and tell you that this is what you call Apple or leaked exams questions on this platform. No, I help you or assist you. Make sure that you can also write the things. And even after you put these strategies together and you are able to write them or put them on paper, when you come out, you still have them in your mind because you are not just writing to get or score A's or good grades in your exams. We have to apply all the things we've learned in school and become responsible citizens, as social studies always has it that every student will become or learner will become. I'm not going to talk too much. I'll take you straight into what I have for you. Two major things. I'll build them on two major things. I'll first start with what you do in terms of the summaries, the topics. You have 27 topics and questions will come from different angles. In the OBJ or section A, where you have the objective questions and then you have the subjective questions that you are going to answer, choosing 3 questions out of 6 that you are going to make sure you select one each from every part. There's section A, the environment, you have governance, politics, and stability. Then you have socioeconomic development. Now, this is what you have to do. If you pick the textbook, you cannot use these 2 weeks to the exams or the few days to the exams to read everything entirely over there. Probably you are going to do some scanning. Some questions will come. Exactly, and it happens. But you need to have a certain strategy so that at least you will not have questions beating you in the exams. You'll be able to figure out what you need to choose and your questions that will make you score higher marks or grades. So now, when you pick the textbook, you see it's big. So what do you have to do? Pick every topic by topic and do summary. Get sheets of papers. Now cut them. Okay. So I'm going to demonstrate one here, an example. So if I pick a sheet of paper and I have a topic like environment and environmental problems, that's the first topic you need to know, and that is a first year topic. Now you should expect a lot of questions from Form 1 and Form 2. That's first year and the second year, because examiners have realized that students don't revise very well before they get to the exam. So when they get to Form 3 or the final year, they tend to have all the topics in there. And the topics in the third year are just 7. You get it? So you have 10 in first year, 10 in second year. So what do you do? If you pick a topic like that, environment and environmental problems, very simple. Divide the topic into 2. Summarize the part that deals with environment. What do you have there? So you pick it, okay. So you now know that they can ask questions about the meaning of environment. Then, what are the types of environment? Then the relationship between the 2 types of environment, the social environment and the physical environment. So when you are not too sure of how the questions will be structured, then what do? You pick a mock question, pick a past question like I have over here, and then search through what questions have been set concerning this area or regards to this area. So you check those areas and see those questions. Probably you have explain social environment, explain physical environment. Then you know what is there. The relationship between the two. How does the social environment affect the physical environment? How does the physical environment affect the social environment? So then you look at that place. It means that the moment you read and you realize that you are having some difficulty there, it means you've not revised them very well, or you've revised them, but they have actually entered your long term memory. So you need to try to do everything possible to retrieve them. That's one part. You come to the other part where the problems are. The problems are put into three: air, water, and land. So you focus on that. What are the questions that will come in these areas? The angles are three: the causes of air pollution, the causes of water pollution, causes of land degradation. You need to look at all that. From the causes, then you come to the effects. So what will be the consequences, the implications when our water bodies are polluted, when our air or atmosphere is polluted, when our land is polluted or degraded? Then look at that. Then measures. What are the measures? The measures are the solution. Definitely, you get your point over there. So you are summing up. You are doing these on the sheet. Put those sheets of papers into that part of the textbook in those spaces. Then move on. Maybe you go to another topic like Ghana as a nation, where you have to learn or revise information about the migration of the ethnic group. A major area you check which ones are likely subjective questions. Why the ethnic groups migrated from their past location or former settlement to their present settlement. You need to look at that. Yes, so you check that arable land. They were in search of water bodies. They were in search of peace and security where they can settle. So you look at all these, then try and see if you can close the book. Check the past question. Has there been any question on that area? Then you check, you work on it. If you have difficulty over there, that means that yes, you were taught in school, you learned it, but it's gone. So you have to do everything possible to get it back into your memory. Then you know you have dealt with that topic. So that is how you take it. Take the topic, divide them, divide them, divide them, break them into smaller tasks or smaller sizes. Okay, that is the only way you can consume it. It's just like food you are eating. So what do? And you must make sure you consume all. You can't swallow everything. You get choked. Okay, so you have to break them into pieces or cut them into sizes that you can take in or absorb, and then you do justice to them. So these are some of the strategies you have to do in terms of the summary of the every topic. All the 27 topics can be summarized. So start doing that. Now, the second part, prediction. Predictions. I already stated that you are facing a battle. You have someone to conquer. They are also coming with a strategy. It's just like you are a football team in a game. Your opponent is coming with a different strategy. There are coaches who make changes within the match. You get it. They go with a strategy. Normally in football ecosystem, they call it formation. So there is a formation. What formation do you have as a candidate as you are going to this exam? Come put your formation down. Okay. So you are predicting. You are predicting that okay, they will come and attack or score goals or do what. So you are also predicting that these questions over the years have been repeated. Why do they keep repeating them? And I always tell students that the reason why they keep repeating questions is that probably there is something there that the students are not doing. Certain answer they are not providing well, or the items they are putting together are not complete. So they are not appropriate. So they always bring that. And these days, they are not setting any new questions. From that 1990, all the questions here. So you candidates have a lot of advantage these days. They are only doing what we call recycling. So they pick the old questions and they recycle, rewear them. That's what they do. I'm sure it's done in other subjects, mathematics, and they just change figures. But it's the same method you are using. The things have been changed. Okay. The only thing that I can say has been a change here is that when you look at what we were doing before, so this is one of the past questions, and the aspects were different. So when you pick 1990 essay type question, they had the map skills, those complex math skills, the contour lines and all those things you have to measure and do. They give you a thread and you do that thing. Part two, national community. Now the aspects have changed. So when they change the syllabus, there was a little adjustment where they put different subjects. So I always advise students to start from, you can solve some of the objective questions from 1990. There is nothing wrong with that. It gives you or broadens your mind or your thinking concerning the subject, the scope of the subject, and what they cover. But some of the section B questions or the subjective questions will not come. Yes, because of the change that occurred. So from 2008, I think you can start from there. Look at the questions. Even 2002 or 6, I have 2006 here, so I just chanced upon this. No, so now look at this question. So here, this was part 1, government, politics, and stability. And the part 2 rather was the environment. So now it is, the part 1 is the environment, and the part 2 is the government, politics, and stability, or governance, politics, and stability. So then we have the socio-economic development. See the questions on secondary production or secondary industries, their importance, examples, you give them. Then you have questions on the stages of lawmaking by parliament. We still have them now. We still have them. They are there. You need to learn them. The 10 steps, get them. Then you know then how the 1992 constitution was drawn. There's a question here on the 1948 riot. Check the 1948 riot. How many times has this question been set in the section B? You check those years, you mark them, you mark them, you mark them, then you mark those questions. You see the number of times to date. The last BEC was written in 2022. That was last year. You are writing in 2023. So you have to check. Now, I'll use the map work that have come. Let's go to 2010. So 2010, we had the environment. State 4 causes of irresponsible adolescent behavior. So there wasn't any map work. In 2011, then the section B, they brought the question 1, the vegetation map of Ghana. You see, so there was a map. Now, when they came to 2012, section B, they did not bring map. I would think that students were able to answer that question very well, or they wanted to just skip it, no map, just to take student attention from the map thing. Okay, so I know maybe some student will go and read and see that map and prepare for another map this again. So this one is what we call apostle. So it's gone. So no map thinking. So now see section 1, the environment. From that part, what did they bring? State 4 problems created in the urban areas by rural-urban drift. That was their question 1. Okay, then fast forward. 2013. What did they do? They brought the political map of Ghana. So where you have to label or name some administrative regions. You see? So 2012, there wasn't any map. The 2011, there was vegetation map. Then they skipped a year and brought this one. So you can see the succession. They skipped a year. So from that point, student can predict. Let's see what happened in 2014. In 2014, they didn't bring any map. Differentiate between a map and a sketch. So you write theory, no labeling of anything. Then they went ahead. What are at least the cardinal points? I know people would have thought that this question, oh, cardinal points is so cheap. You have to be very careful with those questions. When the questions are very cheap, definitely they will raise the marking scheme because they expect you to what? To do more, right? Accurate answers, precise answers. The terms. And with this one, it is north, south, east, and west. I know people will just name it without any order. Okay. And that is where you score your 0 because they will be strict. Instructions will be given, strict instructions on what the student should do. If you don't do it, you are penalized for that. So now, when they brought the political map in 2013, what did they do? 2015. 2014, no map. Let's see what happened in 2015. 2015, no map. You see, 2 years. They now skip 2 years. Let's see what happened in 2016. No map. So vegetation has come, political map has come. 2016, there wasn't anything. I'm sure students were expecting map, so they were doing the theory. 2017, define the term superstition. List 2 examples of superstitious beliefs. Then effect of superstitious belief. I know some of you have solved these questions. and you are well prepared. Good. So when you look at superstition, then if effect won't come, of superstitious beliefs won't come, you look at what? Effect of outmoded cultural practices. You get it? So anyway they pass, strategically you are prepared. So you know how to what? Also attack in that manner. 2018, no map again. So it looks like they went away from the maps and they stopped bringing the map. Then they know students will try and forget. So there was something small in 2019 that they did. In one of the diagrams, they were asked to what? To draw a diagram to show the 4 cardinal points of a compass. You see, this is what you do. Trends of questions, repetition. Now you see, so that's why I keep telling students. For instance, when you take colonization, for instance, a lot of years have come, they've had questions on colonization, then independence and nationhood. If it is not one question on Potas Ordinance, born of 1844, then maybe it's on the 1948 riot. Okay, anything can happen. Then in 2020, from the point where they moved out 2014, no map till 2019. Then 2020, they brought the world map. You see, they went across the globe now and took the world map, brought it, put the Roman numerals over there. You are to identify what? The continent. Yes, and that is what happened. So the students had to answer that. 2021, okay, well, let's say 12, nothing like that. That 2021, something unique happened. So let me tell you. Another way they can put questions to shake students. Be prepared for it. That's why I tell you, be ready for anything. The questions that we solve in the section A, sometimes we don't take them seriously. We think that these ones will never come in the section B. There's this 2 subtopics that used to come. One is in under significance of some natural features of the earth, where they do calculation, the calculation of local time. That one hasn't come in the section B before. I'm sure some of you have solved more questions that they brought them in section B. And probably when it comes to section B, you have to show working and show the steps. In section A, you just do your fast thing. Then you balance it, subtract, then you add. Where is the longitude? In the west, in the east, subtract or add. Then you get your answer. You shade and go. So be careful. The reason why I'm trying to say this is in that 2021, they brought state 3 forms in which the scale of a map is expressed. And the II of that question 1A, they were asked to what? Calculate the actual distance, ground distance. So they brought a scale and they did that calculation. You see? So we've always seen this question in the section A. Be ready for it. Be ready for it. So that is what it, and it shocked a lot of. So those who see figures and they try to run away, why social studies involving calculation, math, social studies, math. So you have to look at, these are simple maths you can apply. In one of my videos, I treated how to solve or approach these kind of questions, the solving of the scale, the calculation, and I've done that of the local time one. So you should be able to approach this question. So expect anything. The calculations can come, you see. And this is what they did also in. For a long time, we've not seen these diagram or calculations on that question on population. Then in 2022, the students were shocked. They brought that question where they brought a table, they put the age groups there, and they had to what? Solve. You need to watch out for those questions. When you meet them in your mock questions, try your hands on them. You have difficulty, see your teachers, work on them, explain the point, take them to your teachers, let them go through, let them mark, and see whether you are on the right track. They will correct certain things, take them in good faith, work on it, check the errors. You get it? So these are the things. So you have to look at all the areas. Yes, if you are very careful with your strategy, you plan it well, I'm not sure you come out of the exam hall and say, I learned, I studied, but the question, the things I read, they don't come. No. When I hear those things, I feel sad. So these are some of the things that I would like to share with you as you are making preparations towards the exam. So kindly make sure you have a strategy. Get a good strategy. Strategy concerning the prediction and strategy concerning the summary of the 27 topics. You can do it. I believe in you. Yes, I know that you come out with flying colors and you'll be one of the best. Keep preparing, keep studying, keep studying. You get your questions. And I wish you all the best in this final exams. See you again.